Hey all you cool cats and kittens. My name is Lydia, and under normal circumstances, you could find me at the North Park Library, but these are not normal circumstances. So let's proceed, shall we? Today, I'm going to show you how to make a Scandinavian star. There's no reason this has to be specific to Scandinavia, but all the other craft tutorials I looked at called it that, so that's what we're going to call it. It looks like it would make a really nice Christmas ornament, or maybe a tree topper, but I don't think this has to be a Christmas specific thing. You could make garlands out of it, or use it as some sort of gift flare, or, they're pretty. They work well on pretty things. Have a look at the ingredients, or, items list that you will need to accomplish this task. Moving on, the paper clips themselves are not strictly necessary, but I think they're useful when you start trying to hold drying glue in place. You'll want to cut your paper or cardstock into 20 strips. You can do this with fewer than 20 strips. You can also do it with 12, but I don't think you can do it with any fewer than 12. I chose to measure my strips as 8-inch strips lengthwise, and they're 1 centimeter wide, because I like to mix up my metric and imperial systems, just for variety. You're going to take these strips and you're going to divide them into 2 groups of 10 each. And you want to start by just gluing across. Like so. And then you're going to start the fun over-under weaving part. So you're going to glue this one there. Notice the first one is under, the second one is over. You will continue this process with this one under, and then maybe go that way. Have this one over and this one under. So you can see that right now I've just got 6 strips, but they're already going over under. You'll take your remaining strips and glue them in the opposite direction, like this, until your final product should look like this. You might even want to use paper clips in the meantime of this process, over your individual overlaps to hold them in place. But by the time you get to this stage of the craft, you're going to go to all 4 V's in the corner. Going to pull them together like this. I'm curling it inward and I'm gluing it on the tip like so. And I'm going to use one of these paper clips to hold it in place. So you're going to do it with that very first pair, and you're going to do it with the next pair as well. Also hold that in place with a paper clip. Now I'm going to turn it, I'm going to go to my next V and repeat this process. You may notice that since I'm only doing the first 2 pairs of these strips, it means that you're going to end up with a remaining strip in between them, and that is as it should be. So after I go all the way around, I should get something that looks like this. And because I've done this with 20 strips, I've essentially made 2 of these. So with your first 10 strips, you'll make 1. With your second 10 strips, you'll make the second one. And now comes the fun part. You are going to invert one on top of the other. And this is where these strips are going to come in handy. So you want these little curly tubes to alternate here. And then these strips go inside this little tunnel that you've created. And you're going to glue them there. Also, ideally, using paper clips to hold your creation in place. So I've glued one there. I'm going to glue the second one there. And I would go all the way around doing this, making sure that I've put the little strips on the inside and glued them. I did this in 2 colors to hopefully make this clearer. If you're doing this all in 1 color, it might be a little more difficult to see. So ideally, you know, this would dry. You might have a little bit of overlap here in the corners, and then you would just snip that off with your scissors. When the process is entirely complete, you should end up with something that looks like this. With this, it was white on one side and gold on the other side, so I took a little bit of glitter glue and went around the inside like so. If you wanted to, you could use some ribbon or an extra piece of paper to create some kind of a hanging strip, but you can also hang this just the way that it is because it obviously has a lot of nice hollow areas. This star was made with much longer strips than the ones that I used for the purpose of the tutorial, but you are certainly welcome to experiment. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and I hope you enjoy making your own Scandinavian stars.